Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Jocelyn here, and as you can tell by today's video, I'm going to be doing some high school advice. I graduated last year in 21, and so I have been seeing these videos of people giving their advice, and I thought I'd give from my personal experience as well. And if you've already started school, this is still a great time to watch this video. Let's get started. I have 7 categories that I'm going to talk about, and just hoping I don't leave anything out in any of those categories, but given the most important things, I kind of shorten it down, but I'm going to explain it a little bit. So yeah, first category is teachers. Really pay attention to what each teacher expects from you. Some may expect like a lot from you, and some may expect some from you, but not like as strict as the others are. So you just want to make sure you're paying attention. I think most teachers will kind of give you what they expect on the first day of school. Next up is ask a teacher for help if you really need it. Don't hesitate. Now, if the teacher's like, oh, like some mean person, then I have a different solution to that when I get to there. But for now, if your teacher's like really nice and understanding and they are willing to help, just go up and ask. I really was nervous of all my teachers, even like the nice ones, because I was just scared that they were gonna laugh at me, but they didn't. They really did help and really made me feel comfortable in going to them whenever I needed help with what was going on with homework and other things. Next category is classmates, friends, relationships, just dealing with people. If you don't feel comfortable asking the teacher for help, find a classmate or even a friend that's maybe not in your class but a different class, like a different period of that class. Ask them for help if you trust them. Just make sure they're actually going to help you and just actually sit down or wherever and actually work on that. Then next is stay out of drama that doesn't involve you. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, I'm going to stand up for someone and blah, blah, blah. I get that. Sometimes that is a good thing. Other times you could just be getting yourself in trouble and getting yourself targeted at. You don't really want that. Parents could get involved and principals and stuff like that, like all that. So you don't want to insert yourself in drama that you know could get you in trouble. And then next is drop the fake friends. Yeah, I necessarily didn't drop the fake friends, I will say. I mean, I dropped them, but I didn't personally do it. There was drama going on between 4 of my friends. I had some friends that ended up moving away, so then I didn't really see them a lot. I didn't really know what was going on with them, so I did end my school year with a small group. Next I have is don't be afraid to say no to people. People ask you to do something and you're like don't feel comfortable, but you feel like you have to say yes, otherwise they'll get mad at you and then stop talking to you. Just try not to think of that, because you're doing it, if you're saying no to them, it's because you don't want to, like you feel uncomfortable, or it's just not the best idea, all in all. And people need to understand that. Like I said, I was very afraid to say no to people because I didn't want them to get mad at me, closing me off and stuff. So I would say yes to people. I said no to people sometimes, but it was mostly yes. And then later I was like, why did I do that? Like, I'm stupid. And especially with peer pressure with stuff, I didn't really go to parties, so it wasn't like if there was alcohol there people would pressure me to do it, because I didn't go. I was a very inside person, and so introvert I should say. But yeah, so just keep that in mind. And then my next thing, which again is going to get into my next topic, is making new friends. Again, I wasn't that much of a talkative person, so I feel like I could have made a lot of new friends, but I was quiet and just was like, well, I already have a friend group, so why do I need to talk to more people? I felt like I really needed to, because maybe I would have had more friends now, but it's okay. Which again, this is going into my next topic, is activities. Like join clubs, sports, and or different classes that have something to do. Like there's art, music class. I ended up joining orchestra in 6th grade and did it all throughout the rest of my school year. Did it for like 6 years. And so I got to meet new people, and I actually was talking to more people. And then in 10th grade, I was in 11th grade. I'm sorry, not 10th grade. I was in 11th grade when I did this. I joined our fall musical, which was Hairspray. So in my past few videos, if you've seen a poster in the background, that's Hairspray. That's because I was in it, and I wanted to keep that poster to remind myself, like, I did get out there and do something. Because beforehand, my mom and I would go to like the high school shows and watch them. And this time I was like, I really want to be in it. And it was Hairspray, and I love Hairspray. One of my favorite musicals. So that's what I did, and again, got to venture out, meet new people, or talk to people that I already knew, but I didn't talk to as much because they were a grade ahead of me. Underclassmen, like 9th and 10th graders, got to meet them and work with them, and it was really fun. I never really wanted it to end. Then I was supposed to do the spring play, and then COVID got it shut down, so I didn't get a chance, which part of me is a little happy about that, only because the spring play was a lot difficult than the musical, because the musical I had a small part, or a couple speaking lines, but the play I was actually going to have more speaking lines, and it just made me nervous because as the time was getting closer, I felt like I hadn't memorized anything. So that's kind of what I mean by that. My senior year, we didn't have anything because COVID still, so it's just fun. You get to meet new people with joining those clubs, and something new that you get to try out. Another thing is you can participate in grade activities if they have stuff for your grade, like 9th graders, 10th graders, 11th graders, 12th graders. In 12th grade, I actually was nominated for like our homecoming court, so I was part of that. Next is going to school dances and football games. Dances, I went to pretty much every high school dance except my last Winterfest, which was again when I was in 11th grade. I didn't have a dress and time was ticking, and I really didn't want to spend money on a dress. I didn't feel like going. Actually, all my friends had dates except me, and I knew they were going to be with their dates. I wouldn't want them to go with dates and then ditch them, so I was like, no, I'm going to stay home. So I didn't go to that, which I'm not super mad about. Friends had wished I did. Then I went to prom. I didn't get 2 proms, because since I was a grade behind 2020, and then 2020 was, the year that all that stuff happened, there was no prom. I didn't get a junior prom, which, like I said, is okay. I mean, I was really mad about it. I'm not as mad now, but I didn't have a junior prom. Otherwise, I would have went to that one. But I did have a senior prom, and so I went to that, and it was fun. I didn't stay for after prom, though, because honestly, I had church the next day, and I was pretty tired, so I just went home. And then last thing for activities is school trips. And I know people right now are going to be like, well, if you don't have the money, then you can't go on school trips. In 2019, for my Spanish class, we went to Costa Rica for spring break. My mom and I both went because my mom really wanted to go. Parents were allowed to go, but they had to pay for themselves, while the rest of us, it was kind of a school fundraiser activity that we had to do. So that's why a lot of schools have fundraisers that you can do, and you just gotta make sure that you announce it. Don't just like tell a couple people. Make sure you post it online. If you don't have online, have your parents or a family member like a friend post it for you, and you can get more people that way. And even other people too, like friends and whatnot, they will share that post for you and tell people that they know, like, please help my friend out. They really want to go on this trip and like all this other stuff. So yes, really, just if you really want to go and you're just the whole money thing, I'm sure all schools don't expect you to have money like right then. That's why they do fundraisers. That's why really announcing this kind of stuff is super important, so then you can do it early enough. Don't just keep waiting and waiting to do something. Actually just do it right away. That's what my mom and I did. And yeah, and then we got to go, and it was really fun. Next category is being organized. Have different folders, binders, or both for each one of your classes. I think I did that like the beginning of high school, but then stuff like changed like every year. And then when I was able just to carry my bag to class, like a lot of that stuff was mostly online, so I didn't have to worry about having each thing for every class. But yeah, that's just easier. Label them just so you can know. The folders are just more for paperwork, light paperwork, but then your binders, like you have a notebook in there and all this other stuff. And also having online folders for each class as well too. A lot of schools use Microsoft Word. I should just say Microsoft in general, but they have like Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and all that stuff. You can go online to Microsoft and log in, and then it'll have like a bunch of stuff, and you can, I don't exactly remember where you go, you can always look this up too, but you can make your own folders for like each class. I say have online folders because maybe some stuff teachers have are online, and so it'd just be easier to organize stuff that way. Instead of having just a bunch of documents and trying to find it, you can have online folders to put which each one goes to. Next is have everything packed for school the night before. I mean, you could wake up late the next morning and be like, oh crap, I need to do this still, or I need to pack this, I need to do this. That's why it's always best to do stuff the night before. Make sure your bag's all packed with everything you need for school the next day, because maybe for one of the classes they ask you to bring something in and you're like, okay, I'll make sure to grab that in the morning, and then you forget. And just have everything sitting by each other. Even have your clothes packed the day before. I know a couple times in the morning I was just like sitting there like, what am I gonna wear? That takes up more time than doing it the night before. It's best to have night before done, so the next day you don't gotta worry about all that stuff. Last thing for organization is an emergency kit. I put this in organization just so you have something, it's like organized with the stuff you have. You can get a little bag to put this in, and you can put certain stuff in it. So my recommendation for girls: hair essentials, face and body essentials, your period essentials, your gum, and even like a money pouch, like one of those pouches that look like this that you zip up, just money in it just in case you need it. And then for guys, again, hair essentials. Some guys have longer hair, so they may need hair ties. Hair essentials, face and body essentials as well, gum, money pouch. And next up I have is take thorough notes and study them. Find a comfort spot to study. I always studied in like the loudest spots, which is probably why sometimes I didn't do the best with things, but just find a spot. It doesn't have to be like super quiet, just whatever you prefer with the whole studying. Flashcards, really important. You can get like index cards. Sometimes our teachers would like give index cards to us. Most of the time I would just go out and buy some. But makes flashcards. You can make it on paper or Quizlet. Quizlet's an online site. You can make your own flashcards, and I use Quizlet quite often. Quizlet is an app on your mobile device as well, but so you don't always have to have a laptop, or when you're at school, because they digitally save from your account when you're at school and you make them, you need it at home because let's say you left your flashcards at school by accident. If you make a flash cards like set on Quizlet, it's gonna be online, so you can just use your phone to look it up. A study buddy, sometimes a study buddy can help. It doesn't have to be someone from school. You could ask your parent to help you, or sibling. You can use a friend as well. They study you, you study them, all that fun stuff. Next part to studying, color coding, like actually color code stuff to make it more like easier to study. I used to watch a bunch of videos, people of how they take notes. Color coding, really, it's fun, but it also is really helpful so you can remember which each little topic is about. And then last thing for studying is just make sure you give time to yourself with studying. So I know a lot of people who are like, I literally have to study all the time, like no break for anything. And while yes, I understand, I feel like you need to give yourself a break. Maybe it's different for people, that's why I add this, but for me, I should have definitely took breaks, because you studying all that stuff like at once, different subjects, that's all just in your head and it just gets all crumpled up, and then you're like, oh crap, what was that again? So just make sure you give yourself some time away from it. Give yourself breaks between each subject that you're studying, or just like with the one subject all in all, just give yourself that little break. Okay, and now the last thing that we're going to talk about with the advice I'm going to give you about mental health and social media. So first, every once in a while, take a social media cleanse. I wish I would have done this. I don't know why. Because I definitely think if I would have took cleanses like that, and if I would have followed some of this advice that I'm giving you guys right now, I definitely think I would have done so much better in my earlier years of high school, because I ended my school year pretty good my senior year, but I definitely think I would have done better in my earlier years. Next is, if you have a good school guidance counselor, talk to them if you needed to. Now, our guidance counselor at school, she was fake. I just felt like I could not talk to her. Like when she was helping us with the whole college thing, applying to college and stuff, I told her I really didn't know what I wanted to do, and like I said, I don't even know if I'm gonna go to college, and she goes, you need to, and like she was just trying to get after. I mean, like her tone was nice, but she was kind of rude in a way. So that's why I wouldn't. But if you have a good counselor that respectful and everything, like probably the best person to talk to. Last thing I'm gonna mention from this video and from obviously the mental health is taking mental health days. So was it my junior year? When junior year started, they gave us, or it said, was it online or whatnot, about you missing school and stuff. One of the days it said mental health days. And I was like, wait, we get like each trimester, I think it was, we got like 3 or so mental health days. Back during the winter of 2020, we went virtual again. I was having pain. I ended up going to the hospital and stuff. I had emailed all my teachers and told them that I needed at least a day, like a mental health day. I told them all because I went to the hospital. I'm just not feeling that well and all this other stuff, and they all understood. So I got a day off, and it was unexcused. I think a teacher had accidentally it was excused. I think a teacher had put like that it wasn't, that I didn't get an excused. And I was like, please, I mean, I had a mental health day, and I was able to take it even when we were online. So I definitely I'm hoping all schools have that option for people. I'm sure they all don't, but like I said, if you ever need that, you can contact even the principal and tell them, or when you call the school, and email your teachers too and tell them that you really need a mental health day because you're not doing the best right now, and they really need to understand that people needed it, because if they were in that position, I'm sure they'd want the same thing. That is all my high school advice, and I really hope this advice opened your eye a little bit, and maybe you didn't think about it and were like, oh yeah, that's true. And I just want to help people out, and because I kind of wish I had this, and I wish I would have watched high school advice videos when I started high school. I'm sure I would have done a lot better. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And again, I hope you guys all have a great school year. And if you've already started, I hope school's going good for you guys so far. Comment down below what you're looking forward to these next 4 years, or 3 years, or 2 years, or your senior year. Just what you're looking forward to. And share this video with other people too, to show them like you actually did get something out of this video. Advice to really help you. Also, make sure you push that subscribe button down below if you haven't already. Okay, now bye.